Hey guys, Adam from Equipped Indoor. We're here with Matt from Atlas Survival Shelters at the Self-Reliance Expo. How you doing?
How are you? Good.
Doing great. Well, this is a pretty cool thing that we can get this in the expo. I know you guys had this down in Arlington, Texas outside. We didn't get a chance to talk to you last expo, but this is pretty neat. So maybe you can tell us what Atlas Shelters are all about.
Atlas Shelters are all about NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical protection. This is a 32-foot model. It's 10 feet in diameter. It is galvanized corrugated pipe. The pipe that you see, construction companies use, Department of Transportation, they bury these things underground. They're designed to go underground and stay underground for a very long time. This has a primary hatch over here with a blast-proof function in it, and there's an escape hatch on the other end.
Awesome.
And I think if you guys get a chance to come inside, we'll show you some things that you're gonna, some amenities and accoutrements that you'll absolutely love.
Awesome. Let's go take a tour right now.
Okay.
All right, so I guess this is a little makeshift. You'd normally be coming down from up there, correct?
Right. I can actually show you a photograph if you want to look. This gives you an idea. This section right here is cut out. It's cut away to allow everyone to walk in and tour the bunker, but this end right here is normally sealed off.
Gotcha.
That's cut with a big 1.5-inch thick steel, cut with a plasma cutter, and then the primary hatch tube is right here, and the hatch mounts up here above ground. From the top of the bunker structure to the actual surface of the ground is 12 feet deep. So when you're inside the bunker, you'll actually be standing about 20 feet below the surface.
Awesome. So I assume this is a water tank?
Yeah, we've got a 2,500 gallon holding tank here for gravity fed water. You could do the same on the other end for fuel storage. We get a lot of questions about whether to go with a gasoline or a diesel application, but that would allow you to have your fuel underground, your water underground. And the interesting thing about this system is that the plumbing system, for example, is actually designed for a marine application.
Okay.
So you can hand pump your waste out, or you can gravity feed it into a drain field.
Awesome.
If you install the bunker up on a ridge where you have natural fall on either side, you can gravity feed any water, any condensation, anything like that, out of the bottom of the structure. So the maximum amount of time that you stay in the structure really is entirely dependent upon how prepared you are and what kind of food storage you have on board. But the storage in this bunker, and I'll show you, it runs the full length, the full 32 feet on this model. So you could have virtually an infinite supply of MREs in there.
Awesome.
If your water supply is off-site, outside the bunker, then that frees up more space for food storage.
Like a natural spring or something like that?
Yeah.
And you can plug a well into this as well? Or?
You could, sure.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
Okay. The primary entry hatch, this ladder, will go up about another 8 feet, and then your blast-proof hatch is there. This would be closed off. Come down through here into this area, the staging area. We also call this the decontamination area. If you had a radiation or a biological event, you wanted to come in here, we have a shower that you can mount right here, and you could decontaminate and then open this, what effectively is a submarine hatch. You open this thing up and you go inside and you're clean. So this can be your clean room.
Awesome.
You can also shower. We have, on this model, there's not a bathtub. There is a toilet, which you'll see in a second. But you can use this area as a showering area as well.
Awesome.
So you don't necessarily have to go up to the largest model to get a shower. You can have it installed right here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, check it out. Come on in.
So off here to the left, you see your toilet. It's not fancy, but it works. That's a marine grade toilet, like I mentioned earlier. Everything is either hand pumped out with a marine pump by hand, or it can gravity feed out through the bottom if you install your bunker in an area that will allow wastewater to drain off into a septic or a drain field or someplace else.
Awesome. Come on in. Let's secure the door. So making sure nobody gets in here.
Now, I dare anybody to try to get through there.
I feel safe already.
That's going to stop a 7.62 round. Mortar rounds probably, I mean, that's about as tough as it gets. Okay?
Awesome.
And that's if they ever were to get through the blast-proof hatch up on the surface, which highly unlikely. I can't imagine how you'd get through there.
And if you did have a breach, you have your little weapon rack right there.
Well, we didn't have any weapons on display for purpose of this interview, but absolutely, you would be, or could be well armed if you chose to be. And,
now, one cool thing I see, there's already these are all storage compartments, is that correct?
Exactly. If you want to step back just a little bit,
Sure.
I'll go ahead and open one of these up. These have hatches all the way down the length of the shelter, and you'll notice that
Oh wow!
you've got an additional about 4 feet down here, 4.5 feet And underneath here, there are 55-gallon drum storage areas if you choose to put your potable water or any liquids, or for that matter, if you wanted to store grains or anything in a barrel, but they lay down sideways and fit nicely in here.
Awesome.
Off to your left and your right, you see the main bunk area. We have 4 twin-size beds here that would comfortably sleep 4 children. You could double up and sleep more than one child per bunk. If you really wanted to get creative and you had more than 6 people, which is really what this bunker is designed to accommodate comfortably, you could hot rack this like they do on submarines, where you have different shifts. You'd have people do their 8-hour sleep cycle, and then they'd go on a shift and have the next round of people come in.
Nice. And then if when you're ready to just sit down and watch a little TV.
Sure.
Western. So what are we watching today?
Adam, we're watching a little Western movie here. It's black and white, but it is, as you can see, a nice flat screen TV.
Nice.
Got all the comforts of home. Got a nice kitchen area here with a marble countertop, microwave.
Because if you're going to be underground during a nuclear event, you want to make sure you have a little class, a little style.
Absolutely. I want to feel a little bit better about.
That's right. It helps morale.
The negative situation that I'm probably in if I have to retreat.
Absolutely.
But if you're a person that's concerned about your well-being and that of your family, especially your wife and kids, if I'm an average guy, for something like this, the cost of this is not much different than a fifth-wheel travel trailer.
Okay.
So you can really prepare nicely and have something that's completely bomb-proof, 12 feet underground. That's actually comfortable when you get in here. You can see how spacious this is, and it's
I'd probably use this to get away from the kids and the wife.
Well, it's funny because we've had a lot of guys come through here and they're like, "This is a nice man cave."
Yeah, that's right.
It's like
a bat cave.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Awesome. So what are we talking about price point for initial install and everything? Whole unit?
Yeah. Well, since we're actually at a convention, we're at a show. There is a show special on this. It's normally $65,000 for this model, 10 foot in circumference diameter, 32 feet long with everything you see here, $59,900.
Oh wow!
Ordinarily $65,000. So again, it's very comparable in price to a nice travel trailer, or a fifth wheel. And we do have smaller models, and we have one larger than this.
Really?
Yeah. The larger model is actually 50 feet in length.
I guess it's more difficult to get into the convention center.
Could have been, yeah. Yeah. So we had to do something that's easily transportable for the show today.
Awesome. Let's check out the escape hatch.
Okay. And what we have under here is our power center. Lots of options to customize this because you can see the kind of space.
Oh wow!
If you look down below, you can see the battery bank. Depending on the type of batteries you use for the application, you can run off of the equivalent of shore power with these gel cell batteries.
Okay.
And these last a really long time. There's an inverter down there, and you would want to charge those either off of solar, or you could charge and run the entire bunker off of a generator. And
Gotcha.
There's a generator pod that can go on the end of this. You could do either a gasoline or a diesel application.
Awesome.
And what we're talking about now that would be a really smart choice, I think, is like an APU, an auxiliary power unit off of a semi.
Okay.
Because those refrigerate, and I think they have heat capability, and you've also got DC and AC inverted options on that as well. They're not cheap. I think they're about $10,000, but they're extremely efficient. They use very little diesel. Yeah. And if you had a separate storage tank with diesel fuel outside, you can run for a really long time. Yeah, awesome. Because when you're down in here, you don't have to worry that much about heat. You be more and more about keeping it cool. Well, actually, it's the temperature stays pretty stable, and it depends on the part of the country that you're in. If you're out in Texas or out west, the bunker's a little warm when it's first installed, but it stabilizes very quickly. And it's actually quite comfortable inside. Yeah, absolutely. But that's a good segue into talking about the climate control and air filtration system. This is a Swiss-made NBC system. It is nuclear and biological filtration at its finest. Doesn't get much better than this. The Swiss make great things. And the air intake actually comes through here. This is piped through to the surface, comes down through this tube, and when it's running, you're pumping just regular outside air into the facility, and it turns the air over really quickly in here. If you have an emergency situation where you have contaminants, nuclear or biological, you simply take the coupler off, put one end to here, one end to there with quick disconnects, clip it on, and now you're filtering through this canister.
Okay.
And that does the magic right there.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great stuff. And of course we have the escape hatch.
Yep, the escape hatch is right here. Don't mind the fan. We've got that just to keep things nice and cozy in here for the show.
Yeah.
But you can actually see part of the escape hatch tube right there. It's outside that bolts onto the end, and it allows you complete access out the other side of the bunker, which, again, I can't imagine you would ever need that, but in the event that you wanted to go out a different direction instead of the main hatch, that's available. And that would be a subterranean, completely concealed escape hatch. It's got dirt over top of it, and we've got a system that actually drops down.
Okay.
We've got a system that it's buried about 4 inches under the ground, and it drops down on chains. Allows the sand to spill through. You release the hatch, you climb out completely safe, sound, and unscathed.
That sounds like some spy stuff right there, man.
Yeah, it is very James Bond-like.
Awesome, good stuff.
We put a lot of thought into these, both tactically and for comfort, and I think you can see this area right here is actually, what you're standing in is the master suite.
Oh, okay, awesome.
A queen-size bed fits perfectly right here, so depending on whether you want to use it for strictly for storage space or whether you want to put a bed in here and make a nice bedroom, that's entirely up to the customer.
That sounds like a plan. Well, Matt, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That's pretty awesome.
Adam, my pleasure. Great to have you.
All right.
If you'd like to know more information, you can visit us at www.atlassurvivalshelters.com.
Perfect.
Or you can call us at 1-855-4-BUNKERS.
Awesome.
1-855-4-BUNKERS.
I don't know if this is in the budget yet, but I'll have to ask the wife here, maybe. I don't know. Actually, my backyard's not big enough for this, but we're working on that as well. Hey guys, Adam from Equipped and Door. If you guys have any questions or comments, please email me at adam@equippedanddoor.com. You guys take care, be safe out there. Remember, if you're not always prepared, you're never prepared. Thanks.